Hello, my name is Adam Garance and welcome to this week's episode of the Susan and Mo team presents Adam Garance's Fun with Real Estate on the Road. Ever dreamed about racing cars with your friends only to have your dreams dashed by cops ruining your victory lap? Well, this week's Fun with Real Estate approved location is a safe place to race cars against your friends, all while still celebrating those victory laps. Welcome to SimWerks. Meet Mark, the owner of SimWerks. Mark, thank you very much for having us here today.
Thank you for coming.
So what exactly is SimWorks?
SimWorks is kind of like your driver's cave. It's a place for people to come and live out their driving fantasies. We can do anything from drifting, cruising, to racing. Anything from Formula 1 to driving around Rainbow Road in a go-kart. 370 cars to choose from and 260 different circuits. So pretty much anything you can imagine.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And how long has SimWorks been around for?
SimWorks Incorporated itself has been open now for about 13 months, but our roots go much deeper than that. So it all started about in 2009 when we started to go to racetracks to actually drive race cars, and then we started coaching drivers as of 2010. 2015 we started to use simulators to help train drivers as well.
That's pretty sweet. And what are the different experiences that you offer? I know you mentioned like drifting and kind of just doing a wide variety of tracks, but are there other things that you can do?
Pretty much anything you can imagine. We're even working right now on a pursuit option, so somebody can play the police officer and other people who are trying to get away. But our main focus is obviously racing. Yep. From the racing side of things, you can go from Mazda Miata all the way up to Formula 1. Another thing that's great is we have a lot of the Canadian tracks on here.
Oh, cool.
Right now, pretty much anything in Canada that you can race on is on there. We're just highly anticipating Calabogie, which is our backyard, so it's going to be out any week now.
That's pretty sweet. How did you come up with the idea for SimWorks?
So for me, especially being in Canada with the winters that we have, being on racetracks and doing performance driving is something we can only do 5 or 6 months out of the year. Doing simulation racing for me was always something I did as a kid growing up. And I just fell in love with it. And the other thing that I noticed is that the more that I did it, the more that my skills in real life improved as well. So SimWorks kind of came out of just being able to enjoy driving and racing 12 months out of the year.
So you did a lot of racing, I guess, as a kid, is that?
I started when I was in my late 20s.
Okay.
Most of my racing was done in 2009 to 2011. And since then, I've been mostly focusing on coaching. So I probably coached over 2,000 people, worked with clubs like Calabogie Motorsport Park, AC Academy, Motorsport Club of Ottawa, BMW clubs, Porsche Groups, McLaren, like you name it. I pretty much have coached in it or driven it. So.
There you go. So you're the guy to go to for learning how to drive.
I think so. I hope so.
Do I need to be good at video games in order to play this?
Not good at video games, but definitely some driving skills can help. One of the things that our customers realize very quickly when they drive on our simulators is it's not an arcade. It really is a true simulation. Much as you think you're a great driver on the road, by the time you start doing performance driving on a racetrack, you learn that braking, for example, is very difficult. Understanding how much you have to, apply pressure on the brake pedal to slow a vehicle down from 200 kilometers an hour down to like 80. The more that you drive, the more that you kind of start getting the hang of it, and then it just gets really addictive.
Yeah, that makes sense. So can anybody come and race?
Mostly. We do have an age limitation because of the size of the equipment, because of the force feedback from the equipment, as well as virtual reality technology. It is not recommended for people underneath the ages of 13.
Okay.
So for that reason, you do need to be 13 years of age or older.
Makes sense. How do I book a simulator?
Many ways. So you can go directly on our website.
Okay.
You can pick a duration and a quantity of simulators you want, date and time, and then book it just that way. You can also use our live chat, which comes directly to us here at the store. You can give us a phone call or send us an email. So there are multiple ways. We do get a lot of walk-ins, but we always encourage people to at least give us a heads up. Especially this time of year, we deal a lot with groups for the holidays. So you definitely want to make sure that you're not coming here for nothing, that we have a simulator reserved. So
what's the most popular track that people tend to book?
It's difficult because there are so many. I think some of the tracks that people like to drive a lot on is some of the iconic stuff like the Nürburgring or Spa-Francorchamps out in Belgium. We do get a lot of requests for Calabogie on a daily basis, and we are highly anticipating it to be out, and I think a lot of people are going to be impressed with being able to drive it on the simulator, especially if a lot of people are on the ropes about going there to actually drive it. I think once you're going to drive it on the simulator, you're going to get a new appreciation for the track, and also it will help you learn it and build your confidence when you actually go out there.
Makes sense. So what are the costs involved with renting out one of the simulators?
It all depends on the experience you want to choose, but essentially it starts off from $30. $30 will give you about 30 minutes of driving, and then the longer period of time that you choose on the simulator, the more discounted the rate. We do have a twilight special as well going on right now. Driving in the evenings, it's $60 for 2.5 hours of driving.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. And do you offer memberships?
We are tweaking our memberships. Right now we have two. We have a basic one and an advanced. So the basic one is about $100 to $125 a month. Gives you 4 to 5 hours to drive on the simulators on a monthly basis. And then our advanced one is $225, and that gives you 8 hours. We are looking to kind of change it up so that it's more of a membership that will be unlimited hours. So for guys that are actually involved in motorsports can come in and kind of put an unlimited amount of time on the simulators.
Sounds like a really fun opportunity for people to do something that might be outside their comfort zone. There's no speeding tickets here. Thank you, Mark, for taking the time today to tell us about this fast-paced location.
Thank you for coming, Adam. You're welcome anytime.
Whether you are looking to fuel your fire for racing or just want to live out your racing dreams, SimWerks is bridging the gap between virtual and reality with its heart-pounding fun. Stay tuned next week for another fun-fueled episode.